let's cover the latest world news. Meanwhile, the situation in India continues. Today, the fog is even denser than yesterday. It's 56 times above the pollutant limit that should be allowed, let's say, as a maximum 56 times higher over there in New Delhi. This is the moment when Sarkozy is taken along with his wife towards imprisonment. He will be imprisoned for 5 years. There he is already saying goodbye to his friends and family. He is 70 years old, so he will be free at 75. There they are, applauding him, some followers, some friends and family who have gone to say goodbye to him. Reports indicate an imminent escalation between the United States and Venezuela. It is being reported that the CIA is currently deployed inside Venezuela and they are preparing the region for United States offensive operations in a possible upcoming invasion, or at least attack, in which allied countries. At this moment, countries near the Caribbean and allied with the United States have just been informed about a possible escalation in the Caribbean. This is according to an advisor to the Prime Minister of one of these nations, who, along with other diplomatic sources, have been leaking the information. According to The Guardian, the CIA is leading covert operations in the Caribbean, providing key intelligence for attacks against fast boats suspected of transporting drugs. From Venezuela, 3 sources revealed that the CIA provides real-time information collected by satellites and signal interpretation to identify maritime targets. The missiles are launched by United States Army drones, but the decision on which boats to attack is based on recommendations from the CIA. Not from the Drug Enforcement Administration, nor from the Coast Guard. The missiles are launched by United States Army drones, but the final decision is not made by them. Live report. Attacks against in Venezuela. But musically, clearly Fitzgerald, whose situational expressions entertained the Bournemouth with a solid legal basis, legally speaking. So far, only grainy videos of raids have been released, showing explosions on boats that we're supposed to believe belong to traffickers. But there really hasn't been any evidence so far. There haven't been clear details about this operation, whether it has a legal basis or even evidence. The agency that would have to do it in any case would be the Drug Enforcement Administration, which would theoretically have more information about it. But this time, this is being left to United States intelligence. The intelligence strategy is designed to prevent leaks and protect methods and sources, which prevent citizens from being able to verify the legality of the targeted objectives. Unlike past interdiction operations, where legal protocols were applied, now the Trump administration uses lethal attacks without trials or detentions. The government spokesperson Anna Kelly defended the attacks, saying that the targets were designated narco-terrorists who bring deadly poison to our shores, she said. Trump, he released the first video of this attack, which shows, several more operations like that. The incidents have occurred mainly in the Caribbean Sea, in international waters. Even a semi-submersible, right? This homemade submarine that was destroyed supposedly contained fentanyl, reinforcing the narrative that this is, in pursuit of these illegal substances. The CIA and the Pentagon have also refused to comment on the matter, citing operational security reasons. The debate continues. How legal are these operations? If they are not, there will eventually be consequences. The centralization of intelligence in the CIA was chosen as the only solution, operating outside of judicial frameworks and raising serious questions about transparency and accountability, as well as, of course, the issue of human rights, among other things. Something strange is happening in China as we see how Xi Jinping has been operating and carrying out a kind of major purge, even with high-ranking officials very close to him. The Communist Party of China is meeting amid strong rumors that more purges and internal tensions are coming. Many are nervous that they might be dismissed, that they could even end up in prison, or they could even be given a death sentence. Something strange is happening. There are tensions. There is a wave of quite strong internal tensions within this party. During the fourth plenary session of the Congress Central Committee, major changes are anticipated. After multiple corruption scandals that have occurred, at least 9 of the 205 full members of the committee could be dismissed, which would mark the biggest restructuring since 2017. Say, can you call the minister stating that you are through this site? So, it seems that there is a strong fracture within the Chinese government. Xi Jinping is, they say, intensifying this movement against, for example, figures like the former Minister of Agriculture, Tang Ransan, who was convicted for accepting millions in bribes. In the financial sector, Xi Shuman, the head of the stock market regulator, was arrested for serious disciplinary violations, also becoming the third leader in the sector to be investigated since 2016. Take, for example, the recent military purge that China had. As I mentioned to you here, they were very severe, very harsh. 9 high-ranking officials were expelled. They include He Wei-nong, who is the vice chairman of the Central Military Commission, a high-ranking admiral, and also Mi Yo-hua, and the Minister of Defense. They admit that the investigations involve extremely large sums and have had highly detrimental consequences for them. He Wei-nong's disappearance since March had already raised suspicions among military leaders. But since July, the regime has also issued new guidelines to strengthen what is loyalty and integrity. The plenary session will also address the foundations of the next one, the 15th. It seems to me that it's a 5-year plan where they will define China's social and economic strategy for the next 5 years. The plenary session will address, it seems it's a 5-year plan where they will define the strategy and economic plan for the upcoming plenary sessions. It seems that it's a 5-year plan where they will define the strategy and economic policy. The plenary session will address the next 5 years. The plenary session will address which is bi-weekly, where they will define the strategy, and for the next 5 years, the plenary session will address the '15th. Seems bi-weekly, the plenary will set the economic strategy. We'll address the... It seems that it is bi-weekly where they will define the strategy and economic matters for the plenary. He will address those of the... which is bi-weekly, where they will define the strategy and economic matters for the next 5 plenary sessions. It seems that bi-weekly they will define the strategy and economic matters for the next 5 years.